Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I come with a new series to you guys. So I wanted to do tutorials inspired by fellow YouTubers because I get inspired by them, either their makeup or their personality or anything. Like there's always something that inspires me from this person. I wanted to start today with no other than Florida's Jaclyn Hill. So this look is inspired by Jaclyn, and just take away what you want from it, and I hope you like the look. And if you want to know how to achieve this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, let's go ahead and start. First thing, if you want to have that signature Jaclyn Hill look, she has dry skin, so she prefers something very dewy on herself. So I'm going ahead and I take Fix Plus from MAC. You can use that before you do your makeup as well as afterwards. If you use it before, it has cucumber, chamomile inside, as well as caffeine to soothe and calm down your skin, as well as has glycerin inside. And then once you've done your makeup and you spray it on your face one more time, it just sets everything a little bit better, and your skin don't look too powdery and stuff like that. Now for me, because I'm a little bit more oily, I'm just taking here the Porefessional from Benefit. This is just a pore minimizer, so I'm using this throughout the T-zone and I'm applying it with my fingers. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the woman of the minute. What do I think about her makeup style, anything like that? So considering that she was a fellow MAC artist, of course I think it is amazing what somebody from MAC can achieve, even though now she's not from MAC working for MAC anymore, but you know, you find kind of like your style working for any makeup brand, because you do so many different makeups on so many different people. So doing the makeup on yourself, it's hard to kind of like switch it up, and I think Jaclyn is really doing a good job and showing variety on her channel. So I'm going now to take the Mercier Radiance primer, because again, she likes the dewy. I'm oily. Not really a good combination, but this is why I'm just keeping it more on the outer part of my face, so I get a little glow right there, but not all over. So I decided to do this kind of like tutorial in a get ready style with me. Get ready with me style, because I like this kind of style most when she's doing it on her channel, because I feel more yeah, like she's talking to a friend. Next I take this one. This is MAC Cosmetic, the new SPF 30 Studio Waterweight foundation. This is kind of like the grown-up sister of the MAC Face and Body. Very dewy, has a little pump applicator like this one. How do you call that in English? A dropper. Thank you. That's it. So I'm just taking this and take a little bit at a time. Now this is a new brush from MAC. It's the 170 brush. This is an amazing brush. This one is kind of like a beauty blender on a stick. So if you like a really natural coverage and a flawless finish, go buy this brush as long as it's available, because I know at my counter it's sold out. Now it's on half of my face, so you kind of see the finish as well as the coverage of the foundation. Definitely glowy, definitely medium coverage. It's definitely not full coverage. I don't look too heavy, but covers most of my flaws. Now before I go ahead and conceal everything else that I need to conceal, I want to do my eyebrows first, because I need to clean them up, because these girls are bushy. I did not have time to get them done before I film, so excuse that, but you get the idea. So I'm just filling it in with a brow pencil. This one is from MAC. You just use the one that you like the most. Now that I filled in my eyebrows, let's conceal them a little bit so they don't look too crazy. And I'm using Pro Longwear Concealer from MAC. This was her previous like ride or die product when it comes to conceal. Now she's preferring the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. What is empty? I had it. It's amazing. I will buy it again. Oh Jesus, my voice is not here today. Anyway, all right. So I'm using this one. This is F70 concealer brush from Sigma, and I'm just following my natural shape underneath and accentuate a little bit the brow bone. And the good thing about this concealer is you can take that literally all over as your eyeshadow primer. And I just take my finger to blend it in. Now I'll go ahead and take the same concealer throughout the high points of my face, so between my eyebrows, center of the forehead, then I take it down the bridge of the nose. Just be careful that you're as straight as possible. And then of course, also a little bit around the nose here, on the cupid's bone on the chin. And of course we need to conceal underneath the eyes. Get rid of any darkness there. Now that we applied the concealer, everything we want to conceal, take your take your 170 brush from MAC one more time and kind of just pat it in. Again, it's kind of like a beauty blender on a stick, so it will absorb excess moisture as well as remove any brush streaks, strokes, streaks, whatever. Now we need to set everything really quickly, and first I'm using this Shade and Light palette from the Kat Von D brand, and I'm using Lyric and Levitation or Lucid. I think Levitation is the color called, so I'm using the kind of like pale peach and pale yellow, and I'm using the G2 brush from Morphe and quickly setting the under eye area. Also, I'm taking this mixture throughout the high points of my face, everywhere I put pretty much the concealer before. And on the rest of the face, I'm using Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm using a 138 brush from MAC, just a tapered blush brush, but it's also good for powder, so I'm just setting everything else. Now, of course, if you do a Jaclyn Hill inspired look, you need to use the 35O palette from Morphe brushes. I think Morphe owns Jaclyn Hill pretty much half of their money because she's raving about this palette all the time, and I have it and it's gorgeous. Just the ingredients obviously are not the best because it is a very affordable palette, as well as you have a little bit of fallout, so just be careful and tap off your excess product really good from the brush so you don't have any problem with that. Now starting with the eye, and I'm using, where is it? This shade here. They don't have any names, so yeah, if you look straight on, this is the color I'm using first, and this will be my transition color in the crease. So I'm just taking it on a 217 brush from MAC and place it in wind swiping motions into my socket line, and then from there doing little circles and buff it in. Now we need to warm up the socket line as well as deepen it a little bit, so we're going ahead and I take this two colors right here, so like this almost reddish color and then really warm brown color, both matte, and I'm just placing this a little bit below where I put the first color, but still inside of the socket line. Now I'm going with this really bright beige color on a 239 brush from MAC and highlight the brow bone. And now I've switched the brush to a 224 and buff in the transition between the brow bone and the socket line. Now another brand that she uses quite a lot is of course Makeup Geek. And I have here a couple of colors, and I want to use now this badass color in here. This is called Jester. It's a foil shadow, so you can use it wet and dry. I'm using it wet today, and I'm just wetting my brush. This one is the 213 from MAC. It's just a flat shader brush, and I'm loading my brush with this color, and it's a nice olive green with the gold reflex inside, and this I'm piling all over my movable eyelid all the way up to the socket line, but don't go higher than the socket line. And now I'm using for Makeup Geek this color in here, and this is called Shimmer. It's a beautiful highlight color, same brush, and I'm just using a little bit underneath the brow bone, but just on the highest point, as well as right into the inner corner here to brighten the whole eye look and make me look more awake and fresh. Now to smoken up the look a little bit, because It wouldn't be a Jaclyn Hill look without smoking your eyes to the gods. I'm using Corrupt. This is just a deep matte black in this palette. And I'm using another 217 brush. Be careful, tip of the axe is very pigmented, but a lot of fallout. And I'm just placing this on the outer corner and doing a little almost C shape towards the center, but I'm not going quite as much in because I don't want to close up the eye look, and I don't go too high because otherwise I just look like I have black all over. And I want to make sure that people are still able to see the beautiful olive green. Now after I applied it, I take the other 217 with the transition color on it and just buff in the edge here. So we kind of like layering a little bit of the warmth back on it. If you want to really perfect it, take the 224 one more time and really just without any product on it, buff it in and blend as much as you can, as much as you have time. The better the look will look, the better the eye look will look later on. Now before we go to the bottom part of the eye look, I want to do a quick liner. I'm using Boot Black by MAC, but any liner you prefer is doing the job. And I'm just starting on the inner corner here, work my way out, and with the fallout shadows you find yourself maybe layering a little bit the black so it's really opaque. Now I go to the outer corner, follow my natural shape, and do a little wing, and then follow from the outer corner again back to the lash line and fill it in and perfect it. Now after we applied the winged liner, we want to do a little bit on the bottom part to even out the whole look. So I'm mixing these two colors one more time that I already used in the socket line, and I'm using the same 239 brush again, but just on a tip, and I'm smudging it on my lower lash line. And don't be shy with it because she likes to smoke it out. After I applied it, I go in with the 217 brush, the one with the transition colors on it, and smudge in and blend out. And then on a pencil brush, this is the 219, I'm going in with Corrupt one more time with the black. But be careful, just go really close to the lash line. And blend it in with the 217 one more time. Now we want to darken up the look even a little bit further by using a black liner on the waterline. This one is from Hourglass. This one is the 1.5 millimeter mechanical gel liner. And this one is ultra black and really stays on really good. Now to finish off the eye look, of course, we need some lashes and mascara. So I'm using first the Kevyn eyelash curler here. And now for mascara, I have my two favorites here. This is the iconic Overcurl from Dior and Extended Play Lash from MAC for the bottom lashes. But I'm starting on my top lashes first. Now to complete the eye look, I want to apply some lashes. This one is House of Lashes, and this is the style Iconic. A really, really good, not too dramatic, but still very visible lash. Now after you're done with your whole eye look, it is really important that you do an unnecessary dance break. Now to finish off our face, I want to bronze up my face because we both live in Florida, so we need to look like at least we see the sun once in a blue moon, even though we don't, because we're working and are busy. So I'm taking Give Me Sun from MAC. This is a mineralized bronzer on the high points of my face. And I'm not shy with the bronzer, trust me. By the way, this is a 135 brush from MAC. Now to give me even a little bit more of a contoured look back, I'm using, again, one more time the Shade and Light, and I'm using this one here. And this one I believe is called Shadow Play. I'm using that same color also on a 221 brush from MAC to contour a little bit the nose Now to bring a little bit sharpness back to my contour, I'm going ahead and take one more time the light yellow color in the Shade and Light Lyric on the same G2 brush. And we just sharpen a little bit the edge of the contour. It wouldn't be a Jaclyn Hill tutorial without using this brush. This one is the E4 from Morphe. It's her favorite blush brush. I'm using Warm Soul from MAC. It's a Mineralize blush. And give a little bit of warmth back to the cheek. So as my highlight, there's nothing else I could use than the M501 brush from Morphe and this little palette here. This one is the Champagne Glow palette, but I'm using, of course, Champagne Pop. Be careful, pigmented. To finish off that look, I keep it simple on the lip. I'm taking a nude lipstick. This one is I'm Nude from Jeffree Star. And then I'm finishing off the look by using a gloss. This is Viva Glam Ariana Grande. And I love that Jaclyn is not afraid of using a gloss. And just to define a little bit the edges to my lips, I'm using Stripped Down Lip Liner. And that is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. And if you do so, please go ahead and tweet Jaclyn about it. Harass her on Instagram. I don't care. She needs to see this tutorial. And if you watched it, Jaclyn, thank you so much for inspiring me and everybody out here in the YouTube community every day. So if you want to know anything about the products I used, as well as where to find my social media, you find it in the info box. And if you want to know anything else about me, just leave a question in the comment section. I do my best to come back to you for that. And of course, most importantly, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you don't have already, I would love you forever. But that's it. I really hope you liked it, guys. And thank you so much for watching. And until I see you guys next time, I wish you now, as always, a wonderful day and enjoy.